Ah, okay. So that's why you couldn't hear me. I hadn't put on my microphone. That is my bad. On my. Okay, cool. All right. Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. Um, Today we're gonna be just doing some work on my new living room. I have this much done at the moment. You can kind of see, if you watched my house tour, it might look a little bit familiar. Uh, Sorry, I'm always, whenever I start like a live stream, I'm like, I need to get in the groove of talking to myself because I'm just like sitting in a room talking to myself, so it can be just a little odd as like a general thing. But anyway, this is my living room. This is kind of my plans for it. I put the base in because I think this is gonna take us like a minute to do. And I wanted to give you guys like a little bit of insight into my own design process for my own home. Um, so today I'm using Coohom, if anyone's wondering. That's the 3D interior design software. They're also sponsoring this live, which is absolutely wonderful. This is the software that I use just in general for my own clients and for my own personal home, as we're doing today. Um, okay, so I just got a chat that says the screen is black. Let me know if the screen is black right now, because then I can fix it. Um, yeah, so just somebody leave in the chat if my screen is showing or not, because I do have it up. I can go ahead and check here. It says that it should be, good. Should be good. Can you guys see the can you guys see the screen? Can somebody let me know so I can. Okay, you can see. Oh, okay. I have this live open on my phone too, and I think the screen. Okay, so that's weird. I don't know why that's happening. I feel like this is so. Oh, here we go. None. That's why this should work now. Um, all right. Hopefully, okay. Guess not. That kind of just made everything disappear. Um, I'm trying to see if that did anything. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay, we've got it now. Sorry about that, guys. I know that was kind of annoying and frustrating, but now we can get started because that was just like the technological stuff for live streams is very advanced for my own know-how of that. So we're going to be designing my living room today. This might look a little bit different to when you watched my house tour, if you did. Um, this is what I'm planning on painting the room. I believe, if anyone's wondering, the paint colors, these are both from Faro and Ball, and the walls are Schoolhouse White, and then the trim is mahogany. And this is my plan for the living room. I'm going to be painting all of the walls this nice creamy color, and then the all the trim this dark brown to kind of make it feel a little bit more craftsman and a little bit more vintage and just less like rental vibe. Um, I also have my green rug in here, as you guys know. I'm sure you're familiar with that. And my curtains that were in my old apartment, which I believe I'm going to hang up in my living room. Also, if you guys like can't hear me very well or anything like that, please just let me know and I can try to fix it because I want to make sure everything is working okay. Um, okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do, obviously, is maybe put the rest of my furniture in here. So let's go ahead and find my couch in the sectionals and sofas. Um, and usually when I'm doing my design live streams, I will have just like general Q&A questions. If you guys have any questions about your own home or just questions for me in general, you can leave them in the chat and then I can answer. Because sometimes, it can take a little bit of time to, find an exact match for what I'm looking for. So, we can just chat whilst I look here. I'm trying to remember. I actually might have this saved in my folder. Maybe not. Yeah. No, I do not. But that's okay. Just look through this 3-seater sofas and honestly shouldn't be very hard to find. But again, if you guys have any questions for me or anything you want my opinion on, go ahead and ask. These things are usually pretty chill and all of that, so it's not super lively just because I'm talking to myself in a room. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to find the most similar thing to my own couch. And I do get a lot of questions about my couch that I have in my living room. It's so, I don't remember the exact designer who made it, but apparently it's very rare to find. I had just randomly gotten it on Facebook Marketplace, and yeah, I really don't know that much about it, but it's definitely a vintage mid-century couch, and I would love for you guys to have a link to it or, something like that, but unfortunately, that is not the case. It's not a one of one, I can definitely confirm that, but it might just be a little bit trickier to find. This looks kind of similar to my couch. Yeah, I think we'll go with this one. One thing great about this software is that you can go ahead and adjust all the measurements, which is pretty industry standard, and then color and all of that. So for my couch, I would say just based on where it is in my living room now, it's kind of awkward because my living room is like a weird size, so my couch has to be like here to be even with the rest of my furniture. And so that can be kind of tricky. Just to answer your question, yes, I have tried custom modeling on Coohom. Yeah, it's pretty simple and pretty similar to other softwares, but for the sake of time, since we only have 2 hours today, I'm gonna be not doing that just so we can have semi of a result today. And to answer the next question, are my clients usually owners or renters of homes? Yes. So I would honestly say a mix of both, but I would say mostly renters, to be honest. I think the majority of people out there are renting anyway, just because owning a home is very expensive, very large financial decision. And so most of the people that I have as my clients are renters, which I honestly don't mind at all because there's so many different ways around, renting limitations and stuff like that. And so it's not usually an issue at all. It honestly is a little bit more fun. I don't know why. Just because, I don't know, it's always fun, but I don't know where I was going with that point. Okay, so now we have my couch. I would say that it's probably a little bit taller, probably like that. And I'm also gonna go ahead and just change these bottom legs because I didn't realize that they were there. And my couch has a brass base, but this model does not. And like I said before, I'm not going to be custom modeling it because of time. So I'm going to go ahead and just change out the black for these with a brass option, and so that way it's still like a similar color palette. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to be doing is just adding in my tree that I have. I have a tree over in this corner at the moment. It's my money tree. Um, and yeah, one reason I really love my new house is because it gets so much light in every single room, and my old apartment was kind of one long, situation. And so it was just a little bit dark in the back. Like my bedroom didn't have um, any kind of lights or anything like that, or windows, not lights. It had lights. So it's nice to have some natural light going on. Let's see. I'm trying to find an option that's similar to the money tree that I do have. Actually, got it at this really great store in Portland called Arium, which I absolutely love. But it's going to be a little bit difficult to find on here because it's actually not braided, which I think, at least they told me there, that that's pretty rare. Um, and so I'm not sure if it will be in the library, but I'm just going to do a braided money tree. It's the same plant, so we'll get a similar, situation out of it. This one is small, but I think we can achieve the same look if I just do something like that. I would say it's about that tall. We'll go ahead and move this into this spot right here. And then the pot for this guy is a black ceramic pot. So let's go ahead and grab that. I apologize if I'm a little bit congested or anything like that. I just got back from a trip, and so I am adjusting back to my weather now. It's also like so hot out in Portland right now, so I'm just, trying to survive. I'm gonna say, let's see if there's a stone here that I like. Oh, here we go. This is perfect. This is exactly what my pot looks like. There we go. Now we've got that looking all right. Just want to see what the best angle is here. It seems like it's pretty consistent across everything. Now we're going to go ahead and grab my lamp, and I get quite a few questions on what my living room lamp is. It's that very long black one. It's like a swing arm situation. And it is actually from IKEA. It's called the Vagode lamp. I'm not exactly sure the pronunciation for that, but yes, it's from IKEA. It's still available there. At least it was the last time I went, which was maybe a couple weeks ago. And yeah, it's great. I think it was like maybe $200 or something like that, which is a bit pricey for the average person and me. But I definitely think it was worth it. And I'm thinking about keeping it a little bit longer. But I do have some hesitation because I've had it for such a long time, and I think replacing it with a much more unique piece could be fun too. So why don't we go ahead and actually put the lamp in that I have been wanting to try out and see in my own space. So where I would probably put the tree is over here. If I got this lamp, because it's not so much a swing arm lamp, and it's more so it's just like a Naguchi paper floor lamp, but it's excuse me, sorry, I was running out of breath. It's very like tall and sculptural. It kind of looks like this one. I do want to keep scrolling and go ahead and see um, if they have that exact one, because I'm pretty sure that they have that in the library on Coohom. Okay, again, if you guys have any questions for me or are just wondering anything, feel free to ask me. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that one might be the closest, but honestly, as I'm looking at these paper floor lamps, the Noguchi style ones, I think I'm just thinking maybe that I don't do that in my own space. I think that could be fun in my office or something, but I think in my living room, here, let's see. That was really large. I mean, I think it would look cute. I just don't know if I would love it as much as I even love my black lamp there now. So why don't we go ahead and actually look through some other floor lamps, because I am looking to swap mine out with something else. So if you guys have any suggestions or recommendations, I would also love to hear it. I love this kind of lamp. There's one of these that, so you can't see it very well in the rendering, but they make it in chrome, this lamp, and it looks so cool. I forget whose space it is in, but I always feature the pictures from it in my videos. I don't know if you guys recognize that lamp at all. Anyway, here, I'm sorry, I'm gonna mute myself for just 1 second. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze, so I didn't want to destroy anyone's ears. All right, let's keep going. If you guys have any suggestions too, I would love to hear it. Oh my gosh. You know when you sneeze and then you like kind of cry after the fact? That just happened to me, which is a little bit silly to be happening on a live, but you know, that's okay. Have some water. That helped. Okay, so I really want to do something sculptural and interesting for the floor lamp. Oh, this was the one that I was thinking about for in here. Yeah, I don't know if I love that. What would you recommend as a color palette to go with mauve walls and a walnut bed frame? Well, really, I would really say that it depends on the vibe you're going for. If you want this is a bedroom, obviously, so if you want a lighter vibe for your bedroom, I would say just go with any kind of paler jewel tone, and then if you want a more dark and moody vibe, you can do the same thing and just kind of find, whatever works the best, or in your opinion. Something that you can also do for anybody out there who's looking for a fun color palette or something interesting is to look at vintage magazines and books, but also going on to the Pantone website. They have a library of different color palettes that you can look at, and if you're really, really stuck in a space, I think that is always a great second option. Also, for the lamp, I totally agree with whoever said this in the chat. I think a chrome lamp would look really nice in my living room and just make it feel a little bit more modern. I do think that I want to do something. Sorry, this couch, I just realized, is not as deep as mine. Yeah, that's right. Do something a little bit more modern, because the architecture in my new place is a lot more craftsman and older, since my house was built in 1948. And I think doing some more contemporary or modern styles for the lights in general would probably just go the best and create a nice contrast. I actually used to have an arc lamp similar to these. I'm sure you guys have seen it in my last, not in my last apartment, the apartment before that, and actually really liked it, but I don't think that's the vibe for this place. I'm thinking, you know, something. I honestly don't know. I'm open to so many different things. It's really just about trying them and seeing what I like the best in here, to be honest. Um, but yeah. And for anyone wondering, right now I'm actually in my new office. As you guys, if you've seen the um, house tour, it's not anything interesting at the moment. It's actually still filled with boxes since I still have to paint my living room and my bedroom. So I'm not like fully unpacking yet, but um, yeah, it's still not very interesting. Just has my desk and my computer and all of that. So I apologize for not having a nice aesthetic background for you guys. But for my plan in here, I'm gonna be doing a couch actually that kind of unfolds into a really large bed, and then I'm also going to be doing a. This is kind of cool. Um, I'm also going to be doing a TV in here because I have not had a TV in any place that I lived, and all my friends are begging me for a TV because they get very cranky when I pull out my laptop when they want to watch something. So this is going to be like my TV room and office and guest bedroom, kind of serve all of those purposes. Um, yeah. There's just like so many different things on the to-do list for this house. I don't even know where to start. Okay, so the lamp search is not going fantastic. I haven't found something that I really, really love for in here. Obviously, it wouldn't be a definite, but I wanna try some things out. I've seen this lamp actually quite often. I always thought it was pretty cool. It like mounts to the ceiling. I don't think it would be ideal for my place. I think it's maybe a little bit too industrial for my own taste, but I always thought it was pretty cool, so I just wanted to mention that. All right, let's see. Um, oh, I love these. They make them in a sconce. It's the, what is it called? Casina Neri lights. This is like stainless steel. I always thought they were pretty cool and very like streamlined, if that makes sense. Uh, okay. Let's keep looking for a lamp. If anyone wants to chat about anything, any issues that you guys have in your own spaces, I'm happy to give my advice on that. So, yeah. But for the time being, I am just going to be searching. I also really like this, not in blue per se, but in black. I again like the wall and ceiling mounted one. It is definitely probably too industrial for my own taste, just because I like a more cozy atmosphere, if that makes sense. Yeah, but I want to do something like pretty unique for this floor lamp. Whoa, this is something. Um, Haven't seen that before. Alrighty, let's see. These are becoming very popular lately, if you guys have seen these. They usually have them in stainless steel instead of white. They're kind of like the new trending floor lamp lately. I actually don't hate them. Do I love them? No. I definitely think they're trendy, but actually not the worst trend I've seen lately. Because, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the other trends I've been seeing that I dislike, but I definitely don't hate that at all. Ooh, what are some stores you'd recommend for home accessories That is a great question, and I'm really glad that you asked because a lot of people have the same question. I get that a lot from my friends and family, and I would say that for home accessories, I would say there's a couple things. I have a love-hate relationship when it comes to fast furniture stores. It's really a case-by-case basis. If you want some more minimalist style lighting, Zara Home has some great options. CB2 is always doing some funky stuff, but be careful because they're pretty trend driven. But my like highest recommendation would be definitely Etsy or Cherish. Um, those sites I think I usually find the coolest stuff. So give those a look. You can always like just put into the search bar MCM, vintage, keywords along the lines of that, to kind of, find something. But the thing is, you just have to be really committed and really look through everything, before you make a final decision because there are a lot of hidden gems on there. I also would say, look around at your local secondhand stores. It doesn't matter what it is. Ooh, this is pretty cool. I don't think I want one of those adjustable lights, but I do not hate it. Besides the point, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, yeah, go check out some of your local secondhand stores. You would be very surprised. I think a lot of people count out them just because they don't think they'll have good stuff, but from time to time, they will have some things just hidden in the back. It's pretty great. Ooh, that would be a good video idea to do a video on my favorite Etsy shops. I think that would be a great idea, except for the fact that I don't know the names of any of my favorite Etsy shops. I have really been taking a break from buying things consistently because now I've moved into a house, so I have a lot of other financial responsibilities to deal with, such as, taking care of landscaping and things like that. And so I've kind of not been buying home decor and more so been buying like lawnmower, or like, whatever those things are that blow air. Yeah, leaf blower, things like that. My brain hasn't been, or my wallet has not been buying a lot of home decor lately, especially since, moving can get pretty pricey. But definitely going to be in this house for, at minimum, the next 2 years. So I have plenty of time to do that, and I'm trying not to rush into it. It's very easy to. And I'm trying to just take things slow on this place because I learned my lesson after my last apartment and the apartment before that. So now I think I've got to a place where I know the speed that I should be at and understanding and being comfortable with things not being immediately finished. It sucks you don't get the same instant gratification, but, whatever. Yeah, this lamp search is really tough. I don't know what is going on here. I'm really struggling to find something that I love for my space specifically. I always find it way easier to design my client spaces and my friend spaces, whoever needs my help, than my own space. I don't know why. I think it's because usually my client or my friends will give me a pretty strict outline of styles and things like that. And for me, I'm just so open to every option or every direction it could go that I can't make a decision on, whatever. Okay, I am starting to get lamp fatigue here with scrolling through all of these lamps because I can't find one that I'm in love with for here. I'm trying to think. You know, I don't think one of these would look bad in here, but I don't know. It's just not my vibe for my new house. I want it to be a little bit more vintage-y. Ooh. I'm so sorry about that. My voice is all crackling. Don't hate something like this, but maybe a little bit too traditional for me. Trying to think. I would really love something chrome just to kind of balance out the room and have a more funky, cool vibe. What is that one? Very interesting. I don't know, I'm just really having a hard time here. This is going to be the longest step, I can tell you 100%. Maybe if you have a Pinterest or something where you keep inspo photos, could give us some good ideas. That would be cool. I've thought about doing like a what I love in interior design right now. I just watched Paige Wassell's video on that. If you guys know her, you probably do. If you watch me, she's another interior design creator. I've thought about doing videos like that. I'm just not sure how much you guys would love them. I really would love some hearing what you guys want to see from me, because or what your biggest struggles are in that way, so I can give my advice, because you don't need to be charged hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars from an interior designer to get their advice. I just don't. Yeah. Any storage ideas for a small bedroom, living with my parents so I don't have a lot of space but everything feels crowded? Yeah, absolutely. I totally understand. I lived with my parents just up until a couple years ago, so I totally understand what you mean. And yeah, it's pretty tricky when you have a smaller bedroom, but I would say this, you're going to get this answer from a lot of people, but it is really true to find some underbed storage options if you do have a higher bed frame. Also, I think a lot of people tend to discount, wall shelving units when it comes to bedrooms, just because they seem a little bit annoying to install or, whatever. But I think they're one of the best options to kind of get that clutter off your nightstand or your desk and onto, another shelf. There's also a element that goes into spaces that I don't really hear talked about as much, and that would be, how much stuff you have in general. Like, a big problem I see with a lot of my clients that they don't even realize sometimes is that they just have too much stuff, for one, or they have too many clothes. No matter what it is, a lot of the times people fail to realize that, you only have so much space, and if you want to live comfortably and happy in your space, you really have to have the right balance between, level of storage and how much you have. So if you don't have as much storage as everybody else, or, just a smaller space in general, you are going to have, less clothes and less trinkets and less stuff overall for it to, work well, functionally, if that makes sense. Because nobody wants to be digging through their closet or anything like that. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I'm almost out of lamps here. And let's see. No, it's so hard to find, floor lamps in particular, because they are so, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that point. But I feel like floor lamps, out of any lighting, are out of any kind of light are the most difficult to source. At least that's been my experience. Um, Maybe I'm just really particular about them or something like that, but I don't know. I also don't want to do anything too like minimal in here. Like it would be great to have some kind of cool shape. I'm trying to see. I love these flow lamps. I've thought a lot about them for my own space. I'm thinking about doing one in my office actually. I'm just, not true. Sorry, I just saw the stuffed animals comment. Somebody said, so true. Looks at my pile of stuffed animals. I understand. You don't have to get rid of them. Uh-oh. Somebody said, what do you think of Kelly Wearstler's designs? I appreciate Kelly Wearstler and I do really like her design style, and in no way am I bashing her at all. I think she's done so much innovation in the industry and has really brought these more eclectic and unique concepts into reality and into kind of the main sphere of things. And so I really appreciate her um, in that way. Am I a fan of her particular home? Not personally. I would say her color palette is almost a little bit too muted for me. Um, but yeah. And as for my favorite designers, it's really, really case by case. I find myself liking certain things from designers and other things not at all. So that would be a little bit difficult for me to figure out. I think if you know me as a person in my personal life, if you ask me my favorite movie or my favorite food, I can't give you a solid answer. um oh my gosh, I cannot seem to find this lamp, you guys. It's driving me nuts. It's starting to get on my nerves. I need to figure out something for in here. I don't know what I'm doing. What is wrong with me today? I'm having such a hard time finding a lamp. It's always something when it comes to my designs. It's random. I feel like it'll be like a rug or a couch or a chair specifically where I just cannot figure out what I want for it. And so we reached the end of the floor lamps. So that was crazy. Let me see if I have any saved that I really love. This one's pretty cool. This one was for a client. Yeah, I would say, sorry, I'm responding to the comment about Kelly Wearstler. I don't necessarily know if you need a mansion to take things from her design style, but I think that's just because she works on that scale. So I think to buy stuff from her personal line, you would need a mansion, but her color palettes and things like that, not necessarily. It's just, not my personal cup of tea for everything that she does. Oh my gosh, you guys. I don't know why I can't find something that I like. Maybe we come back to it later and see. But the thing is, I don't know if I want to do that. I kind of want to find one now. I'm being very particular about this today. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do for this lamp yet. We could even do, what we could do in here is a swing arm wall sconce, because I do have this wall over here. My concern with that would be this wall right here next to the window. My concern with that would be that a lot of swing arm sconces have a weight on the end of them, and so they usually will come out like a pretty far distance from where you mount them. So if I were to mount it here, then the weight would probably be hitting the wall over here, and I do not want that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm also thinking about trying, maybe when I finish designing this room, I'll try laying it out in another direction. I don't know. I need to, figure this out. Okay, so let's see what's next. We can put my coffee table in here. We can definitely do that. So let's go ahead and get that. Style. Let's see if it's in the mid-century modern section. Let's see. It's not in there, so we can just take a quick scroll through. I definitely know there's going to be something similar pop up pretty fast, and so we can just go with that, again, in the sake of time. But, let's see. If you guys have any more things to talk about, we can do that while we do the coffee table now. I'm thinking that this won't take as long, so fingers crossed. This guy is pretty similar to what I have. I would say my legs are on the end, but that's okay. We can get a pretty similar look to what is going on right now with that one. I'll just do a quick little more scroll through, because I really don't want to bore you guys with me scrolling things. See, okay, I got a suggestion to do a round table in here, but I am not getting rid of my coffee table. That's something that I'm absolutely not willing to part with. My couch and my coffee table, those two things gotta stay. They are, oh, this one is locked, so I actually cannot use this guy anyway. Those two things are very important to me and very special to me, so I will not be swapping those things out, but I do agree. I think a round table would be nice in here. I got a question that says, when in the design process do I typically pick out paint colors for the walls? I would say that's one of the first things that I do. So if you've been here since the beginning of the live stream, I had the walls painted, the curtains put up, and the rug in. And walls, I would say if you're going to do a rug, if you already own a rug too, I put the rug down first and then I do the walls next. Because it kind of just sets the tone, and if you decorate the entire room and then paint the walls, that's kind of a big risk to take, I would say. This is similar. What we can do is just resize it. We'll go ahead and do that guy, and then we'll raise it. It's probably about that tall, probably a little bit less width too. And let's take a look-see. Seems maybe it's a little bit longer. Yeah, I'd say that is pretty good representation of my coffee table. Okay, now we're just gonna change it into the material. It's a teak coffee table, so yeah, we'll do that. I love teak. It's one of my absolute favorite woods. I think it just creates such a nice warm atmosphere. Okay, so now we've got, the coffee table. Still no lamp yet, but that's okay. And so the next thing that I want to do in here is I'm gonna throw in my archways in here, or my breezeway. I forget, I'm blanking on the name. Because that's important layout wise. So let's go ahead and do construction, or you know what, it might totally be yeah, here. An opening is what it's called. Door opening. So we need to do one here. This one goes into the kitchen, and then there's one right here that goes into the um, bedroom areas. So we're also going to take this wall, and I'm going to go ahead and split it right here, because actually my wall does like a weird turn. At the end of the room. I'm not exactly sure who decided to do that, but it's totally fine. Now for the measurements here, this is going to be much higher. This is at 6. No, it's going to be probably 7. Yeah, and then we'll do 7 here. That looks about right. And then I'm also just going to throw in some extra room so it looks like it's not just leading into outside. These are just going to be blank filler rooms for now. Just so they, you know, we get a little bit of a... I think this is kind of what it looks like. It's like a trapezoid something. And then we'll just take the material brush and go ahead and just carry the rug over into those rooms. Yeah. Oh no! Looks like my wall changed color while I was messing with the floor plan. What would I call my interior style? Oh, that is a loaded question. That is very tricky for me to answer. I really don't know, and I apologize that I am saying that. But if I had to say, I would probably... It leans like eclectic minimalism, contemporary... I don't know. I don't like to put myself in such a box because I feel like it could change at any second and even, you know, just evolve over time into something completely different. So I am not exactly sure. Also, this is too wide, so we need to fix that. Sorry. Oh, don't know what happened with that. This is what I get for using the wrong... Here we go. Sorry, don't know what is happening. Okay, that's correct. But yeah, probably some kind of like contemporary, eclectic minimalism. I'm not like a maximalist by any means, but I'm just like not at either end of the extreme, I would say. So, just sorry to jump out of that conversation. I'm recovering today. It's very warm in here. My new house does not have AC. I have a window unit in my bedroom. But it's a little hot in here, so my brain is maybe a little all over the place today. Okay, so let's go to furniture, and for this wall right here in between, I really want to do a large wall unit. I just think that would look so nice and so pretty in my house and really ground the room a little bit more. So let's go ahead and take a look at shelves. I am not into that one. Yeah, I want to find something that's pretty mid-century and large and preferably either teak or walnut. It's just these kind of wall units are very expensive and harder to come across than, you know, maybe... I don't know what I was going to say. The heat is getting to my brain. So, if you don't like rugs, what can you do with floors? Well, you can put a rug on it. There's not a ton that you can do with your floors, but if I would say if it's like a cleaning thing, or if you have pets or something like that, I totally get, not wanting to have a rug because it stains or whatever. And what you can do is just get like a jute rug or a little bit more of a high traffic and durable fabric for your rug instead. There's not really much to do with floors alone besides adding rugs, especially if you don't love your flooring. It would have to be in, other areas of decor, such as, your couch and the fabrics you include in your space, that are not rugs. But yeah, that's a tricky question. So I hope I tried to the best of my ability on that one. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to find something mid-century leaning, but not too crazy. Let's see. Whoa. That's quite something. I'm also open to doing like a wall of bookcases, but the reason why I'm leaning towards a mid-century wall unit is because I would love to be able to hide my TV in a TV cabinet. Or actually, you know what? That's not even going to be a problem because I am going to be putting my TV in the office. I don't know why I was thinking that. Something like this could be pretty cool. Like 3 of these or something like that. For my own randomness, I'm just gonna scale these up larger. Obviously, you can't just change the dimensions of furniture in real life, but for the sake of today, we can probably do something similar. I'm pretty sure this is not backwards. Well, this side seems to have a rounded edge on the front, so you know what, I think it might be. Okay, so that would look nice, doing like 3 of those. Let's see what that looks like first, and then you guys can help me figure this out. I feel like it would be in like kind of one thing. What do we think about this, guys? I don't know if I love this. I think I would rather do bookcases, if I'm being honest, now that I'm seeing it. This just feels like it has too much like styling space for me, and it doesn't feel grounding in the way that I would want it to, so a bookcase might be a better option for in here. Let's see. It's so tricky when it comes to these large units. Let's see. This is quite something. I don't understand when people get these kind of things. They confuse me a little bit. I feel like I need some caffeine or something right now. I'm starting to tire out. Oh, here we go. Some bookshelves like this. I don't have this many books, but I might one day by the time I move. I don't know. I feel like that's just like a lot of direct bookshelf. If we put the couch not facing the bookshelves like that, in front of the bookshelves, obviously that would be ideal, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. Oh, Why am I struggling today with this? Let's see. What other options do we have for in here? You know what? I haven't even changed the wood on the bookshelves yet. So before I make a different decision, let me, figure this out. So for these, I think I would do like a dark walnut color. So let's see, walnut. This is really pretty. You can see what that looks like. Ooh, I feel like that would match pretty nice. I do think we should change this to a 90-degree angle though. So then that way, oh, maybe not, maybe 180. Nope. 90. Yeah, that works. Okay, let's see what these look like. Yeah, I honestly like this much better. I think I was just going crazy for a second there because I couldn't find the floor lamp and I couldn't and I was getting in my own head about it. So for my living room, this might make you guys pretty sad, but I think I might have to get rid of both of my black chairs. The Jerry Johnson chair, which is the chrome pipe looking chair, honestly, it just doesn't fit in my space anymore, like functionally wise, because my old living room used to be much longer and now it is, a little bit more square. And so I can't really fit it in. It also looks a little bit awkward with that chair and then my IKEA chair that I have as well. So honestly, I think I might be saying goodbye to both of those, which breaks my heart because the Jerry Johnson chair is such an iconic piece and it means a lot to me, but it just doesn't functionally work for my space and it's not going to fit in anywhere in my house. And I'm not exactly, I don't have enough storage to just keep a giant lounge chair somewhere. So I think I'm gonna be swapping it out for like a nice comfy cozy or two nice comfy cozy armchairs for the living room, which I think will also look great. I think just we need to do something unique for them to kind of keep that cool vibe. I don't know. I'm sad about it, so I had to be very honest with myself. So, if anyone in Portland is looking to buy a Jerry Johnson chair, I am going to be selling mine soon. Let's see. I don't want anything too bulky for my living room. I also don't want anything too traditional, just because I like, mix. And I don't want it to be too tall because if you guys don't know, I'm 5'7". I'm not a very tall person, and so I don't really bode that well when it comes to tall furniture. And so I usually tend to opt for lower lying stuff just because it's more comfortable to kind of sit down and stand up from, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to see. I don't know what I want to do in here. I might have some saved in my thing. What is this one? I'm not sure why I have that one saved. Actually, kind of like this, which scares me a little bit. It just looks really comfortable for some reason. I think it's West Elm that makes something similar to that. Um, but I honestly kind of love it, and I think I might use it in here. Let's see what it looks like. Not this fabric, but wait, let's give it a chance before we jump to conclusions. Cause, yeah, I don't know. It's very like basic looking to me though. I don't. I'm very skeptical here, but it looks so comfortable if I'm being honest. So let's see. And that is a big priority for me. I like things to be comfortable, and I have a small little cat who loves to lounge around, and so he also needs to be comfortable. I think this fabric could be good. Let's see. And then I would do this metal frame in a chrome. Let's go ahead and get some polished stainless. I just think this looks maybe a little bit more vintage, and I've definitely seen things like this before in existence, so I'm not just, designing my own piece of furniture. That is something that I do want to do at some point, though, is have like a furniture line, because I have so many ideas when it comes to different furniture ideas and designs. And I think, I don't know, I just feel like I would love to do that. I would have so much fun. I'm kind of into this. Let's see what it looks like over here too. I feel like I would want 2 of them just so I could have even more seating in my living room. And I actually do have a lot of space in this part of my house, like randomly, because there's kind of this hallway here. So I also kind of love like when chairs are like this across from the couch, but I don't really think I have the ability to do that without it looking insane because I have this doorway over here. So we'll go ahead and put that guy back. What do we think of these chairs, guys? And don't make me sad. Let's see. Could move this a little bit. I feel like my table these proportions are not exactly perfect on my end. Yeah, I think it's a little bit skinnier than that. Probably, yeah, there. Let's see what this looks like. Let's render this really quick. I need to see what this looks like before I agree to having these chairs in here, because they are a big decision. What am I using for my preset here? Okay, that's right. Daytime 1. I'm pretty sure I customized my lighting plan that I use or my lighting settings. We need a view from like here. You can obviously just move around, but I like to look at the everything. Also, the colors are a little bit different in the editing. I guess the editing portion of rendering, so you guys can get a little bit better of an idea of what everything would look like in real time once the renderings actually load. Okay. I think this fabric that I chose is... Okay, so, I don't know if I love these chairs in here. I actually like them on their own. I just don't know if I love them for my living room, personally. I want to see what the other rendering will look like, and we can go from there. I would say that I was really spot on with picking the fabric for my couch and coffee table, though. Yeah, I mean, they're cute, and I really like them, but I don't think they're for this room. So I think we're going to just, again, this table, I'm having problems with my memory of the measurement. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at some more options for what we want out as a chair in here. Again, you guys, I'm so sorry I'm like talking in riddles today because it's very hot in here, as I said, and when it's very hot, my brain starts to run a little bit slower, which I think is the case for most people. Okay, let's see. I do want to do something kind of funky for the chairs in here, just to keep it interesting. Ooh. Marriott. That is an interesting chair. I like these kind of chairs for outside, though. This would be a nice outdoor chair. Let's see. This is an interesting... I want to see what the shape is here. Huh. Again, this is very outdoor to me. That looks comfy. Sorry if you hear any sneezing in the background. My cat is just waking up from a nap, I think. He's laying on my this looks really comfy. He's laying on my like chairs. I have both my black chairs thrown in here. Yeah, a soft yellow chair would be really nice in here. I do agree. I've been thinking about incorporating yellow into the color palette for a while. I just haven't come across something that I really love. And again, you know, yellow is one of those colors that can be a little tricky because there's a very fine line between it looking nice and being a disaster. Let's see. Like, yeah, like this. Like, no, that is not happening ever. Let's see, you guys. What do we want for in here? I just want something that's comfortable and cool. Which is very hard to find, unfortunately, in today's world. Let's see. Trying to think about, you know, what I want in here as well, just in general. I'm gonna say that I think we should do the yellow for the chairs. Whatever chair we find, we can try it out in a yellow fabric. These are very Kelly Wearstler to me, to whoever was talking about her before. I think she has something very similar in her line. Also, going back to it, I feel like something else, a good word that I would use to describe my own style is very structured. I like a very structured silhouette when it comes to the furniture that I do get. I'm not super into organic shapes like this kind of thing. I like a more squared off look when it comes to furniture in general. So, yeah. Let's see, you guys. What else do we want? This looks comfy too, but it's really ugly. Let's take a look. Yeah, let's... Sorry, I'm like totally all over the place here. Again, if you guys have questions or any queries or anything you want to talk about, you can leave something in the chat and I will talk about it or answer your question. This is an interesting chair. Don't think I've really seen something like that one. I'm not interested in that for my own space. I was just taking a look because I haven't seen many chairs like that. Um, hmm. This is quite the chair. I forget what this one is called, but it is certainly something. I think it's a mid-century chair. Um, I've been seeing it a lot in commercial design, which is pretty cool. How would I go about mixing different design aesthetics? That is a great question as well. I would say when you're mixing design aesthetics, you want to do you want to start off with your oh you want to start off with your color palette. But I just saw your second message to clarify. Like when you're moving in with a partner or something like that. Yeah, that can be really, really tricky. I've definitely the last time I lived with a partner didn't go so well because they were very, very like maximalist in comparison to me, which, didn't very fit great with my style. But I would say that meeting in the middle is probably the best way to go about that kind of thing. Um, there are obviously going to be some things that you sacrifice and some things that um, they're going to have to sacrifice too. But you should feel like it's both of your spaces and not like it's just one of you. I would say that's pretty important. So yeah, but I would say when it comes to doing that, you can do it in really small areas, like even doing like a photo frame with, if your partner really loves sports, you can do like a framed jersey or a framed something. And it can still look nice, like it doesn't have to be ugly. Um, that just take that for example. But when it comes to mixing styles in general, because I also think that's a great question that I think a lot of people wonder. It's great to start off with a color palette, and then when you move on from there, um, sourcing objects from different styles that you have liked um, within that color palette. Because, if you have a bunch of different styles in different color palettes going on, that is when they're really, really gonna clash, if that makes sense. What are my thoughts on sofa colors? Um, do not buy a beige or a white couch. That is my thoughts on sofa colors, but just hear me out. I would say go for, again, any dark jewel tone is going to look nice when it comes to a sofa. My couch isn't necessarily a jewel tone, but it's on the darker end, so if somebody spills something on it or my cat lays on it, I have a black cat, it's not the end of the world, and I'm not worried about my couch on a daily basis. So just take that into account, and doing something a little bit darker, I find, is usually the best, unless you are super, super great about, cleaning it and not worried about people spilling anything. The reason why I say that is because couches can be such big investments. I really like these chairs. I have always wanted them. I don't think they're in my budget, but I want to see them in my space, and we can keep them around in the concept, and maybe I'll save up for them just to make me happy. I want to see if I like these in yellow, because they do have them in like a yellow color. I know that. Let's go ahead and grab some kind of yellow. Let's see. That is not the color I'm looking for. My eyes deceive me. Looking for a more, not green, yellow, but something a little bit more on the muted end, like a golden yellow, if that makes sense. Don't think this one is striped, it's just, yeah. I don't know if I love that one either. I think something a little more warm tone would probably be the best here. let's go ahead. I think this is a good yellow for this chair. Again, sometimes it looks a lot different in the rendering, so. And then I'm thinking that instead of having this black base, I know they make it with a polished chrome situation. So, like this. Like, how cool is that, right? This chair is probably like $3,000. But, you know, that's okay. This is not a finalized design, and you can always find something, you know, whether it's in the same color palette or similar style. You never know what you're really going to come across. So I think that these chairs might be staying in here, to be honest, because I do like how that looks quite a bit. This is such a tricky layout in here because of how oddly shaped the room is. And I don't want to block my door too much to the kitchen. I think that would be good. Okay, next thing I want to throw in here, I figured out, is going to be my tree. I definitely want to move it here again. I just think it would probably look better. I don't even think it's gonna actually fit in this corner. Maybe it just fits. We'll see. I don't know if I love how behind that it is, though. Yeah, I think we'll move it back over there. Sorry about that. What do we think about these chairs? Somebody tell me. Next thing we need to do is, I was just gonna put in the piece of art that I have there at the moment. I'm sure you guys have seen it before. I don't know why I just clicked on mirrors. But it's this Egon Schiele. It's not a print. Well, yeah, it is a print. It's printed on canvas, so it looks more like a painting, but it is still a print, and I don't have any... I don't know what I was gonna say, but I get a lot of like hate for having a print, and I really don't think it's really that big of a deal. I think prints can look nice, and I think that print looks nice. Obviously, original art is supreme, but I don't think there's anything wrong with having a print, you know, once in a while in your house. Just going to make this a little bit thicker. Yeah, this is not what I'm keeping. I have loaded into the material replacement my piece of art that I have. So we just need to scale this out. There we go. I'll go ahead and drag that. Yeah, there we go. And then it's in a walnut frame, so we can go ahead and do that. Go ahead and, here we go. I'd say it's probably in a little bit of a lighter, this kind of situation. Yeah, cool. There we have my piece of art that I have in my house. It's actually in that spot right now, so perfect. Don't even have to move it. So I'm actually really loving my living room right now. I'm still having an internal battle about the floor lamp. So we will return to that mission now, I think. I think it's time to go back to the floor lamp search, unfortunately. And I already looked through every single one, but I still want to look through them more. Because I swear to God, I'm just having a day here. Honestly, I'm kind of liking this. I don't know if it's going to look great in my space, but I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't think that one's for me. What do I think about gallery walls? I really love gallery walls. I think they can be done really great. I think a lot of the times people get a little bit confused or a little bit lackluster when it comes to their gallery walls. Preferably, I would say if you're going to do a gallery wall, I really love when people do a floor to ceiling one. I just think it looks a little bit better and a little bit more collected and warm than doing, a third of the wall or just kind of something in the middle. That just kind of gives like very trendy to me, which is fine if you like that look, but I don't think that is personally for me. I've also thought about getting this lamp for my house. It's very mid-century, and I feel like would make my house look like an old person's house, like a grandpa. And I'm already called grandpa by my friends because I go to bed so early, so I don't know. I don't know why I'm even putting it over there. Oh, my allergies are crazy. Needed some water. Let's see. Maybe I should just try. I need to see what this looks like, so I at least know that I don't want it in my space. Sorry about that, guys. I hope that wasn't too loud. I couldn't mute myself. That time it came too quickly. Sometimes I like to do a little dragging over here. Let's see. I'm adjusting my plant. I just need to see what this paper lamp looks like in here because I'm gonna be sad at myself if I don't even try it. Why is my computer? I think my computer was just having some problems there briefly. Okay. Sorry, I'm messing with this tree so much. Okay. Let me mess with the lamp really quick. I feel like this lamp has a little bit more width and depth on it. Yeah, I think it looks a little bit more like that in reality. Let's see what this looks like. I don't know if I even love, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm just really upset about that because I really want that lamp. But maybe, you know what, maybe that lamp's for the office instead of the living room. Yeah, I really would like something chrome, to be honest. Ugh, this is so hard. So tricky to find a lamp that you absolutely love. Let's go ahead and take a look-see. If anyone has any questions or anything like that, again, please ask. I'm trying to think about what I would want as a lamp in here. This lamp is driving me nuts. It's so difficult to... This is kind of a cool lamp. I don't think it's for me in here, but it's pretty cool. That's my problem, is I think so many lamps are cool, but then they don't go with my space. Let's see. I don't want to do anything curved because I don't love curved lamps. I feel like I would rather do something that has more, you know, straight edges to it than super curvy and smooth. Let's see. This is a. Oh yeah. Somebody said that they really liked my video where I designed a room using only IKEA furniture. And I actually really want to do other videos or other stores because I found that was really fun, and kind of a challenge. So if you have any suggestions of other stores you would want me to design with, that would be fun. Um, so if you guys have any suggestions for that, drop them in the comments. Huh. Let's see. I swear I'm going to find something soon and stop putting you guys through this. Because I know you are probably just as frustrated as me. Ooh, CB2. That's so scary. I don't even know what I would do for that, but that would be a pretty fun option since it's a pretty popular store. Yeah. Even Facebook Marketplace would be cool. Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like my entire house is designed with Facebook Marketplace anyway, so I feel like that would be honestly not too difficult. Um, oh my gosh. Oh my. Oh, this is interesting. Let's see. Floor lamps are just one of those things that are so difficult to pick since it's such a statement item. I didn't hate this one when I had it in here before. I just don't feel like it would provide enough light because my living room actually doesn't even have can lights in the ceiling, which honestly I like. Let's see. Da 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 da. Swear not too much more of this is going to happen when it comes to this lamp that I'm looking so hard and long for. I should have pre-planned what lamp I wanted to use at this point, because this is a very difficult task. I'm just trying to think about what I would want in my own space in regards to that. Whoa. What is this? It's a very interesting tripod lamp. One thing that you really gauge from looking at all of these lamps is all the interesting styles that you can do. What do you guys think I should do? Do you think I should do something more traditional or more modern? I really don't know. because I do like the lamp that I have now. I really want to switch it up a little bit. This wouldn't be until pretty far down the line that I would swap that lamp out because it's not super priority. But I would like to change it out to something else. Are there any lesser known interior design YouTubers that I would recommend? I'm trying to think because I used to have a little bit more time to consume YouTube before I started making things. So I cannot say, unfortunately, because I watched pretty, larger channels for the most part. Yeah, but now that I make YouTube videos, I like don't really watch that much YouTube anymore, which is, sad, but also a blessing because I really do appreciate and enjoy making YouTube videos. I think it's so fun. I just like to make things that are helpful and entertaining because that's what I like to watch. My gosh. Ooh, what is this one? Huh, interesting. Not for in here, but thought it was cool. Yeah, I really do like I like Paige Wassell's videos a lot. I'm sure you probably could tell based on my channel in general. But I think we have a similar approach when it comes to interior design and the styles that we like. Sorry, my cat is, I don't know what he's doing. Yeah. Let's see. Promise you guys I'm not gonna do this much longer with this lamp. Whoa. This is honestly kind of cool. It kind of looks like a Dyson fan, but it's also kind of cool. I don't know, I really want kind of like a sculptural vibe, and this in like a stainless steel could be really fun. I feel like I'm gonna be hated on for that. Gregory said that in the chat. Where would I want to live if I could live anywhere in the world? That's a great question. I feel like this is what I say to my parents and my family because it's pretty true. I feel like more than where you live, particularly, obviously, when it comes to safety, this doesn't apply. You need to live somewhere where you feel safe. But I really feel like it really matters to me the people that I'm surrounded by and that support me than an exact physical location, because that is where my happiness, not in general, but that's where I get a lot of joy in my life. So I don't know, but I really do like the Pacific Northwest a lot. The weather here is mild for the most part, obviously minus today because it's so hot in here. But yeah, I really like the Northeast and the Pacific Northwest. Probably the most when it comes to the US, but yeah, so probably somewhere in that range. But again, I'm not like tied to anything. I'm pretty open when it comes to where I would want to live, if that makes sense. Where are you guys all from that are watching this? I'm just curious. I feel like I have such a wide range of viewers in their locations, so I like to see. Um, that was a really weird way to phrase that, but okay. Very tricky. I might just do something really quickly to see. Ignore what I'm doing right now, because I'm trying to find this pink lamp, this pink glass lamp. Ooh, Amsterdam and Toronto. Ah, that's pretty cool. I've never been to Amsterdam or Toronto, for that matter. I really would want to go to both of those. I've heard pretty good things about both of those cities. I really do want to go to Amsterdam and Copenhagen. It's just, here's the lamp that I'm looking for. Okay, guys, just give me 1 second. Like, let me just see. What if we did something crazy and did a glass lamp in here? And like a stained colored glass lamp. Like, I feel like that honestly could be so cool. Not this pink color, because I just don't think that's for me. I don't know if a yellow color is my favorite either, but an orange glass, like an amber, because I really love amber lighting for the fact that it gives off such a nice glow. Like, this tea colored glass could be cool. I know it's kind of a crazy idea here, but just let's see. I want to see what this looks like in the rendering, because it's kind of hard to tell what is going on in the I honestly think this lamp might look better over here by my chair. Let's take a look-see at this. I want to see what this lamp just looks like in the first place, because I honestly think it could be pretty cool. Just had to bump into my desk there. Let's see. Wait for this guy to load. I'll have a little water break. I want to see what these other renderings looked like. Oh, oh, we haven't even seen the new chairs yet. This glass. I don't know if I love this color for the glass. What if we do something where we take this and turn it into another lamp that I know exists and looks pretty similar and has stainless steel instead of glass? I think I might like that more. But I think we might have to move it, because then it's stainless steel, stainless steel, stainless steel. It's so tricky when it comes to your own personal space. I have such a harder time with it. I honestly think I like this lamp. And it's not going to look as cool on the rendering as it would in real life, so you guys are going to have to trust me, but this would create like a really nice orangey, lovely glow and kind of reflect off of that chrome situation. Yeah, I kind of like that. We'll go with that for now. In the sake of time, since we have like only a little bit more time left here. So the next thing that we need to address is this wall right next to my front door. And I have a pretty clear concept of what this needs to look like. So we need to get a, why am I on the furniture section? A giant mirror, because I have the Hovet mirror from IKEA and I am not getting rid of that. It's very important for me to have. And so we're just gonna kind of scale this out into the size of it. It's a pretty huge mirror. And then let's go 1, 2. Well, it's probably about 2 inches. And then we're gonna we're gonna change this out for the matte stainless steel, or the matte silver, sorry, because I have it in the silver finish. I think I accidentally changed the texture of the mirror. Yeah. Oops. Matte silver for the frame. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna lower it too a little bit. I think that's good. And I think I want to put it there, just in the grand scheme of things. And then I want to do a console here. I know that for sure, because I need a place to put my keys and everything when I come inside. And I don't want it to be the console I have right now, because that's going to turn into my TV stand in my office. So let's find a nice little console table. Something modern, preferably something with a lot of built-in storage, so I can hide my cat's food and litter in it, and, you know, all the other things that I love. Wait, this is kind of cool. These are so trendy right now, and I don't know about them lasting, but I'm like kind of tempted by them. But I don't think I would buy them because they are so expensive. I feel like they're also a little bit young. I'm a young person, but a little too young for me in particular. I feel like they'd be good for like a teenager's room or something like that. This could be cool just to create some visual texture. Not in this finish, we can change that. I would probably prefer it be in like a teak finish. And I would like it to be just a little longer. And so, yeah, I like this guy actually. And then we'll go ahead and turn it. We'll adjust the material. Do we want to do a shiny teak? I feel like I would probably want a matte teak in here. Yeah. Do that one. And then next thing I want to do here is put up some artwork, because I think we need some artwork here. Home decor. Do a nice little painting. I think I have like a painting in my... This will be a theoretical painting that I don't own but want. Because I don't have a... I have to get more art for my house since I'm dealing with so much of a bigger space. Oh, wrong one. And I would want something pretty like large, I think, for this wall. Just to kind of make it feel, I don't know, more cozy. Imagine I get something this long. That would be crazy. No, I think, ooh, that's probably a good length. I think we bring the height down a little bit on that. And then let's go ahead and change this out. I should have a painting that I can use in my uploaded materials. Let's see, what would I want here? I am gonna say I like this one for this room, to be honest. I love like a kind of almost like childlike piece of artwork. Not to say that this piece is childlike at all, but I do really think it can add a lot to the space and make it feel really nice and homey. Okay, so we need to scale this guy. And I feel like this would be a good piece of artwork. Are we a little bit... Yeah. Okay. Horizontal scaling and vertical scaling. What would I recommend for styling the wall? For styling the wall in a bedroom that has the bed and nightstands. Yeah, honestly, I think that simpler is better when it comes to those walls. I honestly think sconces are such a fantastic option when it comes to bedrooms, especially if they're on the smaller end, just for, you know, that sake, and they create really nice warm glow on the wall in general. So I would say, that, you know, just keep it simple. A piece of art over the bed could be nice. Things like that. It doesn't have to be too crazy. If you're looking for, you know, it's hard to kind of describe that over the live stream, but if you sorry, I'm doing this at the same time. I'm getting lost in my thoughts here. If you're looking for specific references, I would say Pinterest is a great option if you're trying to figure that out. At least with layouts of ways that you can display your artwork or home decor. I think I talked about this. I'm not sure which video it was exactly, but it's really good to have like daily vignettes, I find. So these would be very like functional things that you would keep out that also still look really beautiful. So an example of that would be, you know, what I'm doing right now. This would be like a little drop zone for my keys and place to put my shoes under the mirror, and just keep it nice and simple and functional, but also something that you really like. It's really easy to go out to a thrift store and find some little trinkets or like a water glass that you really like to put beside your bed, for pretty cheap. Okay, so I need to get on it here because we only have a couple more minutes. And I'm looking for a nice little bowl to put my keys in. I feel like a nice little ceramic bowl like this would be nice. That one is too small, but we'll just make it bigger. Oh, too big. Or actually, wait a second. We do that, and then we take the height down just a little. Oh! Okay, that seems like a good size for that. I'm not gonna go super into the decor today because, like, styling and stuff like that, because it's very tedious and I don't really want to put you guys through that in terms of everything. So I want to take some rendering shots and just kind of gauge, you know, what this looks like, and we can chat about it. I want to get your guys' opinion and thoughts. Again, I don't know how all this is going to look yet because a lot of it I haven't seen. Also, just to note, on the wall next to my door, um, just doing a bunch really quick. This wall right here, I did this white little lamp in the corner is meant to represent the IKEA photo table lamp that I have. I actually got that at IKEA a couple weeks ago, and I really like it. I just needed something simple to leave on at night, and create that really nice warm glow. So I got that lamp, and then I paired it with this console table that we were talking about before, and that would be the bowl for my keys and this nice little piece of art. Which one is the newest one? No. Sorry, I'm getting lost here. Okay, so here we have a semi-complete design here. This is not comprehensive or, the entirety. And before you guys say anything, I understand that there's an offset with the window and the couch. Unfortunately, there's not much to change. There's not much I can really do, considering the size of my carpet. It would just look weird to have my couch so far on one end of it, so it kind of has to be that way. But yeah, I really love these chairs that I ended up picking out. I think this yellowy gold color complements the space really well, and the bookshelves really help to make it a little bit more homey. And yeah, I just think it pairs so nicely, this whole design, with the paint colors that I selected and everything like that. We've got another picture here. This is a nice little angle. And again, this chrome lamp here would just shine a ton of nice warm light at night. Obviously, this is a daytime rendering, so we can't see that, but I am planning on doing a video on what I plan to do in my house, and I'm sure that I'll feature these renderings and talk a little bit more about them. So again, here's our little area. Super simple, not anything crazy, looks nice, and would function really practically for me. I think it looks pretty good for now. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me here. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm using Coohom again to design this space. They are absolutely great, and I really love all the tools that you can get. As you can see, we have a pretty great representation of what's to come, and that makes me really, really excited. If you want a little bit more information about them, you can go ahead and click on my house tour video, and in the description I have a bunch of links to everything that they do, and you can use my code CooperPlants in all caps for 73% off your subscription, which is pretty great, if you ask me. I really love this company. They are fantastic, and their software is super user-friendly and very quick, which I appreciate. Hope you guys are having a good day, and I really appreciate you sticking with me. And yeah, I think that's it for today. So stay tuned for Thursday and Sunday. I'll be back to my normal 2 times a week posting schedule. It's been a little hectic the last couple weeks because I've been moving and all that. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, I think